So we have Mr. Actor James with us,
Hello.
and he's going to give us his actor opinion on my performance. So it's from the side view, so you can't really see facial expressions or anything like that, just
Okay.
the action.
Okay.
But I want to get your thoughts, because I've told you what I had originally planned. I had originally planned to absolutely go batshit crazy on the painting and stab the shit out of it, and then maybe patch it up and then like talk to it, like, oh, you've driven me to do this, and how could you make me feel bad for this now, and while I was patching it up, that kind of thing. But things change when you're on the spot, so I did none of that. But I'll let you see what happened,
Okay.
and you can give your thoughts.
I wanted to go back because I wanted to see how you enter. Just like as an actor, how an actor enters. Do you speak in this part? This piece? No.
Not at all.
You're touching it at this point.
Mm-mm.
You're not? Okay.
I'm just looking at the two objects.
What's in front of you?
The two objects.
What are they?
Masking tape and
There's something I like about this. I'm going to say it now in a minute. You know what it is, isn't it? Woo.
That's it.
Okay. So, few things in that.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to explain to you what was going on? Because you could barely see.
Yeah, you can give me, like
Okay.
you were in the class. Just explain what was going on.
Okay, so I went in there having a notion what I was going to do. When I was bringing it over, I was like, I don't know what to do. So, like I've been taught for the past few days, I just sat with it. So I was like stroking it. I was feeling it. I was kind of like sussing it out. You know, really trying to think of what I wanted to do. And then when I was done stroking it, I was like, right, I can grab one of the two. So I was like etching forward like slowlier and slowlier. And at the very end, I did this kind of like anxious thing with my hands. So I was like gripping the carpet like this, inching my fingers like slightly more forward. And then I grabbed the knife and then sat with it for a little bit, thinking, should I do this? Should I not? And then just went ham on it. And then you could see like instantly I was like, oh, I regret this. And then I grabbed the masking tape and tried to fix it. But then I was like looking at it like, that didn't fix it. Like I've just lashed out at it and now it's broken. And I've tried to fix it and it's not fixed. So I was like, okay, now what do we do next? What do we do next? And I was like, I don't like how I've tried to fix it and it's still not fixed. So that's when I got the knife again after throwing it on the painting. Got the knife again and cut the masking tape and walked off because I was like, do you know what, it's broken anyway.
Okay.
But like all of that was improvised. Do you see, like from what I've said, do you understand what I've done now?
I do, and I'm going to be brutally honest, and please don't take offence to it, but to me it looked like you didn't know what you were doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that in a bad way.
That was the whole point,
yeah, I know, but that wasn't in your intention. Because you went in with an intention, but you didn't do it then. So what happened then was, throughout it, you were asking yourself, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I think having the two options in front of you was a good thing, because I thought the first stab was impulsive, right? And then the other stabs and the cut, I felt not were forced. You'd already done it once, so you had to justify doing it once. In any sort of character studies we've ever done, right, I've always been told that the character has a purpose for everything that they do, even if it's something that they're not sure about, or that they are confused about, or that they even are doing on their own brain, like just on their own intuition. Every single thing that a character does, obviously it's written that way, that the character has a purpose, the character has an intention. Even if you are the person who is just playing a character, like you were playing a character, in my view, in my head, I'm watching that performance as you're playing a character.
No.
Yeah, I know that's not, I know that's not what it is, but
this is the difference between an actor's point of view and an arts performer point of view, because we were taught that acting on the spot and not knowing what we're doing is actually really good, because something really great can come out of it.
Oh, of course, and like it's the same as in acting. You know, if you're like improv and any of that kind of stuff, like sometimes you have to act on your own intuition and your own kind of brain. You know, but I was watching that performance. Obviously, as an actor, I'm going to watch it as. I watched it as, because I even said I want to see how you enter, because I want to see you come in as how I would want to see someone else entering. You know, I'm just looking at it from an actor's point of view. The one thing I did like, the thing I kept laughing at, was when you were like, when you did something like you cut the knife, or you cut the painting, or you did something, you kept flicking your hair back, and it's the one thing that I really liked about the performance, was because there was a rhythm to it. I really did. Even though you had no pattern, I was actually really impressed with the rhythm, because you flowed with it. You actually kept the rhythm going despite the times where you might break off and stab. Like that's an impulsive beat. That's like the other ones, you were lengthening it, and you were actually going at it. I was counting it. It was like 6 every 6 seconds. You went down the whole length of the page, and then came back up, and it was every 6 seconds you were doing it. So I was like, wow, you're really keeping good time here. But then then when you cut, it was almost like there was this uncomfortable comfort, if that makes sense, in it. Because I wasn't thrown off by you cutting. I was actually like...
It was satisfying.
Yeah, but then it was when you flicked your hair back, there was this air of innocence. I imagine someone like Ophelia in Hamlet, right? Ophelia is probably the most innocent and the most heartbreaking character in all of theatre history. Well, in my opinion, I think she's the most tragic character ever written. And the one thing that I always say about Ophelia makes her so powerful as a character is her innocence. Even in the terrible thing that she decides to do by the end when she kills herself, there's that element of innocence within that. How she does it is innocent in and of itself, because that's her character. So watching you doing that, obviously I'm looking at it in a character's perspective, but I'm giving you this as like, watching you doing it, it was still innocent because you stabbed, you cut, and then you flicked your hair back, and then you rubbed the piece again, and then you instantly regretted what you did, so you got the masking tape and then rubbed the masking tape in to mend it. There really was an innocence to it, which I found engaging almost. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I think, like, thinking back on it now, it kind of feels like an argument. Like,
Okay.
if you could symbolize it, right? If you could symbolize what I'd done, it's kind of like, oh, I love you, like stroking. And then you lash out. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then you try to patch it up. But you can't patch it up because the damage is done. And that's when I, like, slashed it open again.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good metaphor. I know what you were doing was yourself, but I can't get the character side of it out of my head.
You're such an actor.
Like, our styles and how we perform are very similar, but they have two very different meanings. Do you know? And obviously that is the difference between... It actually gives you a good insight into how you perceive something. So many people can look at the one piece and go, well, I see it like this, and I see it like this, and I see it like this. Like what you said earlier on about that girl who was like, I didn't like this, that, and the other. But then when you explained it, I understood. I don't agree with it, but it's your art and you've done it.
But it's also like, not everyone is going to understand your thought. So whatever they're picking up is just as valid as what I'm trying to put down.
Yeah.
Every person that watched it, their opinion or their view on it is definitely different.
Yeah.
Than each other's.
Yeah.
And what mine was. But
and what mine is.
yeah, but to know that, like, different people have different... It's like, it's really, like, informative. I like it. I like that, like, everyone can have a different opinion on it, even though it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's basically like no one's wrong. Everyone's right in what they... Because it's how they feel, how they see it. How
they get moved by it or disturbed by it.
And everyone can justified because there's no right answer. There never is in art. No one is ever right. But I really enjoyed it. I'm not saying, like, I know maybe there was once or twice where I was like, you didn't know what you're doing. I didn't mean that in, like, a bad way. I meant in, like, I could see that you didn't know what you were doing. And even that was clear in the performance. So you had clarity even in the fact that you didn't know what you were doing. Does that make sense?
But I did know what I was doing, because as I was going, the narrative was writing itself. Yeah,
you were letting it flow. Yeah, and that's what was interesting, because, you know, everything then was just nearly impulse, but then it was also like, no, I need to think about this. Okay, I've just slashed it. Get the tape. This is not right. I don't like this. And then, obviously, you have the tape, and you chose to get up and walk away. Like, you didn't keep trying to fix it.
It's more the feeling of everything.
Yeah.
And then you react to it.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I was really impressed. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of this amazing girl.
Thanks.
She works very hard, and oh god, I'm getting emotional. Yeah, no, she worked hard, and I'm glad she had fun. It was just so nice to have different views, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, I really enjoyed our chats about the difference between, like, acting and performance art, even though it's kind of the same thing, but it's also kind of not. But I really loved the dialogue between us.
Yeah, me too.
It was very, very, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and
Great.
Best thing I've done so far. Okay, guys, so that is it for the workshop episodes, if you want to call them episodes. I don't actually know what these are. Documentations. video documentations. This is what they are. So thank you for watching, and if you liked what I do, give it a like and a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more art content from me and maybe acting content from you.
Maybe.
Definitely your opinions anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later. Bye.